To get started, you're going to want to click on the Form Builder tab, and this will bring you to your account area, and you're going to see My Forms, Add New Form, and Client Files. You don't have any forms set up in your account yet, so you're going to either add a new form from scratch, which you probably won't want to do, or you're going to add a template. So go ahead and click Templates. And depending on the subscription that you have, you're going to have access to different templates on the site. So let's just say you have a tattoo subscription and you want to add the client profile. You'll go ahead and select it and select Import Template. This will bring you to the form builder part of the template. This is not what the client sees, but this is what you see in order to modify or adjust your template accordingly. You'll want to add your logo, and you may want to make modifications to your form. So to do this, there are 4 different little boxes on each element. It's X, which is remove or get rid of, copy, move, and edit. So if I wanted to edit the title of this form, I would just click on edit and it would bring me to this big confusing panel of boxes. The only thing you really need to worry about is the actual wording that you're trying to change. So I'm trying to change the tattoo client profile to add my company name. So that's what I'm going to do. It shows up in the preview over here. I can't change any of these boxes without going back and selecting them individually. So I'm just going to scroll down and hit save. And then you see your changes are there on the form. So you go through, let's say you wanted to add another field here for referrals. You just drag and drop wherever you want to place it, and then you need to label it with whatever question you're asking. So let's just put, how did you hear about us? And hit save. Now you have a how did you hear about us field, and I actually just put it right on top of the one that is installed on the template. So that's how you do it. I'm going to go ahead and remove that so I don't have 2. You do this with everything. You just drag and drop where you want things. You want to add a phone number, it gives you a phone number field. It's pretty straightforward as far as editing is concerned. If you want to take something out, just hit that X and get rid of it. If you want to move something around, just hit the move bar. And then when you get these double boxes, it means that this is actually attached to 2 objects. So you have 2 different fields here that are going to move if you move them. That's when you would come across a duplicate box. Otherwise, they're set up to be individual boxes here. So that is pretty much all you do for that. When you're done with your changes, you hit save, and it's going to ask you to select an identifier. The identifier is how you're going to look up this form, and most of the time, probably 99 to 100% of the time, you want to look up your clients by name. So you hit save, and now that form is saved as one of your forms in your actual form area. So here's that tattoo client profile that we just worked on. Over here you have a tab. You can actually view the form the way your clients will see it. This is how it will appear to your clients. So after you've made any changes or adjustments, you want to check and make sure that it's appearing the way you want it. You can edit the form. This is how you get back and change things. It takes you back to the editing area that we were just previously at, where you can drag and drop things. You can duplicate the form if you just have one field or, you know, just a label here or there that you want to change. You can duplicate it here. You delete it here. And then this is probably the most important. This is the URL that is created for the form so that your clients can actually access it. You will use this URL. You'll link to it on any text that you want your clients to access the forms on, or if you have a page on your website where you have the form name, you can just use this URL and link it, and when they click on it, it takes them straight to the form. They fill it out and click submit, and it ends up going to your client file box, which is right here. These are submitted forms, and you will have obviously a bunch of client names here to access their files and their forms. To access it, you will click on it, and then it will give you their filled out form. And this one's not filled out because it's a sample, but you can see we added client name and the street, and then we could add in all the other information if we wanted, and you would be looking at that, going over it with your client. And then down here for you, there is an area for images, and you can either take images with your camera at the time that you're accessing this form, or you can upload images from your computer or your phone or wherever you're trying to put images into your client's file. You would do that here. This is really great if you're taking pictures of the pigments used or of your needle, you know, lot numbers and things like that. This keeps them nice and safe and stored and right with the client files. So it's nice for the health department checks. You also can add notes here, notes about your clients, notes about the procedure, notes about anything, and then you just hit append note. Well, I didn't add anything, so we'll say client notes, append note, and then it saves all your notes. So there was a note added here previously that said pigments and needles, and now you have two notes that you can access in this specific client's file. And this capability is only in the client profile templates right now. It's not on your health history forms or your other templates. You could add it if you wanted to, but as far as client notes, we just put it under the client profile. It seemed to make the most sense as far as before and after pictures and things like that. So let's say you wanted to add another form. You go to templates, you go down, let's say we want to add the consent form. We will import the template, and then we would just get working on it. Now this is probably the one you're going to be changing the verbiage on the most, but you would just click on what you want to change. Go ahead and change your wording in here, and then hit save, and then it saves it into that field. So hopefully you understand how to do this. Be sure to save at the end or you lose all your changes. If you have any questions about anything, let us know. We're always here to help you with anything. It is a great tool. You pretty much just have to set up these forms once. All of your photos and client information, everything is HIPAA compliant. Everything is stored very safely and encrypted and on a dedicated server, so know that all of your client information is safe with this platform. It is much safer than a regular hosts like GoDaddy or Bluehost or anything like that. But reach out to us if you need any help, and we look forward to you with you having a lot of success with our forms.